Hey, I just realized I was looking at the list of little short videos that I have on my warp weighted loom channel and realized I don't have a video showing how I make a weft bobbin. So let's fix that right now. So the weft bobbins, I typically use these instead of a shuttle. I've tried using various kinds of stick shuttles on the warp weighted loom, and I honestly feel like just making a weft bobbin with your hands and it's a soft weft bobbin that you can like pass back and forth through the loom. That feels the most efficient to me. Your mileage may vary. And it might depend on the fineness of the yarns too. In some cases, if you have a really fine or an energized yarn, you may need to use some kind of a stick shuttle, but try these because I think you'll like them. So here I have just a ball of some worsted weight yarn. I've pulled out an end and I'm going to start. You can either make a butterfly around your thumb and little finger if you want to, or wrap it around your hand like so. That's how I usually do it because it's quicker. All right, and now I'm going to pinch the very end of this little bundle of yarn. And wrap the yarn pretty tightly around the end of my little bundle of yarn. What we're doing is creating a nose, like a pointy bit that's going to be fairly sturdy and is going to hold together during the whole time that we're using this weft bobbin. Giving it a strong nose like this makes it so it's easy to stick it into the holes in the uprights of your loom, which hopefully your loom has lots of holes all the way along the uprights, because then it's also your warping frame. All right, so I've made my little bundle comme ça. Did I say what this is called? I can't remember. This is my third try of making this video. First I had a cat using the litter box, then my dehumidifier was running, so apologies if I'm repeating myself now. In the Sami language, we would call this an ud'do, UDDO, or UD''do. In Norwegian, it's a dokke, DOKKE. All right, little bundle made. Nice strong nose made, wrapped around. I did maybe a dozen winds around my hand, a dozen here. If you're working with a really thick yarn, you don't necessarily want to make it that big a bundle. And when you're first making your first few of these, don't make them too huge, because I found people struggle to make shapes that actually hold together the first few times you do it. So what I have done, I've got my little bundle. I'm going to bring out a length. Sometimes people will make that length by going around their elbow. I don't like to do that because I feel like that makes it too long and it's uncomfortable. So, and you just go like this, bring out a length, bring it back up to your little nose, your little that you made, wrap it, and go back up. Bring it up to the tip, wrap, back out. Up to the tip, wrap it, bring your length back out. You could try to make the loops that are hanging down on your weft bobbin, kind of try to make them similar in length each time you bring out a length and wrap it around, bring out a length, wrap it around. You might find, depending on the width of the project that you're weaving, that you want to make the loops longer or shorter, or depending on where the holes are in the uprights on your loom. You know, you might be able to make them a little longer, or if we make them too long, then they're hanging down and they're annoying. All right, so I am just pulling out a length, bringing the end back up to where I'm holding this, and wrapping it around. Length, wrap around, length, wrap around, length, wrap around. And as I do this, it's going to start to bury my thumb in there a little bit, and it's going to give the ud'do, the dokke, its very distinctive shape. Like I said, when you're first learning how to do this, don't make them too big because you may not be getting it into a shape that's going to hold together. But once you've got it as big as you want it to be, and also, you know, it's like if you're just doing like a short stripe of something, you don't need to make a huge one, whatever. Just practice these and eventually you will be making beautiful ones. So when I feel like it is big enough, I'll just break off my yarn and that's ready to go. So now when we use it at the loom, we will unwrap lengths of it as we need them and feed them into the loom. Norman Kennedy likes to throw the ud'dos like through the shed of the loom, and sometimes he'll like throw it up so that it sticks in the shed while you walk over to get it if you're working on a wide piece. They're just so much easier to use than a shuttle. You don't have to find a special place to put it. This is what you want. This is what you want if you haven't been doing these already. So yeah, there you go. Ud'do. Hope this helps. Talk to you later. Bye.